Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Hold My Crown podcast. I am Nia Sanchez-Bucco, your host, and I have my incredible co-host, Daniel. I was going to say Daniel Sanchez-Bucco.
Wow. Shots fired right from the get.
I mean, why not? We love each other. Two become one.
How dare you?
Okay. Well,
you just snipped my balls.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that's happening in like a month or two. Anywho, we
That's not how that works.
Talking all about Watch What Happens Live because you were just on Watch What Happens Live. But before we get into any of that, my love, and I want to hear all the details and all like the behind the scenes, and I'm sure everybody's excited to hear that as well. Tell me, how are you feeling today? Because I think the best episodes are when you're a little extra sleep deprived, but there's more than that today.
This is what you call a voiceover hangover.
Yeah, you've had those before.
All the time.
Tell me about your work day. It sounded so intense.
Yes, we went into an hour and a half of overtime, so it was 9.5 hours of screams, of death efforts, of creature voices, zombies, these little guys from other dimensions. I can't really go into what the show was. We signed NDAs for that stuff. But you leave with pretty much a migraine. I have a kinked neck that I can't even turn right now.
Yeah.
The strain that you have to do some of these voices just physically kills you. You go from like every emotion, from laughing hysterically to crying hysterically. And for those of you who think voice actors just sit in a booth all day and
just talk like this,
that is not the case.
it is a full body physical experience beginning to end.
It is physically, mentally, emotionally draining. And I've seen people cough up blood on sessions. I've seen someone pass out doing a choking scene, fell back, split his head open, ambulance had to come.
No way.
Yes. Because
you have to act out what you're seeing, and you're not sitting there like in the background of, I don't know, Pretty Little Liars, which you've worked on before as well, and just chatting away.
Yeah.
Like if there's action movies, if there's these like
and that's what I do a lot of the live action stuff.
Right.
And we can't show it because of the NDA types of things. But I do tell people, look up Hugh Jackman doing his Wolverine fight efforts.
Yeah.
He's in a tank top. He's running. He's stabbing people. He's screaming.
Physically acting
and
it out.
he is fully dripping in sweat after doing 2 minutes. Now, we do that for 9 hours.
Yeah. But it's
me and
so
13
easy.
other actors.
Why would you
yesterday.
ever be tired after something like that?
So, yeah, it's interesting that some people think voice actors just stand in a booth and just talk.
It's not like recording a podcast. We'll say that. This is chill.
I'm at
not what
Paramount
he does.
Yesterday on a huge sound stage with 10 different mics and, doing sync to picture, which is the size of a movie screen. So just wanted to throw that out there. I'm on a voiceover hangover today.
Yes, you are. And I feel so bad.
did not want to get out of bed.
No, Daniel was
I had no voice this morning. It felt like I had swallowed glass.
Yeah. I do think it would be fun to do an episode on the voiceover world. And there's so many people that have so many questions. People don't even know about it.
Right.
Because you would think, when they're filming an episode of a show or a movie, they have mics and everything is caught. But there's so much more to it that people really don't know about. There's also Foley, right? Is it called Foley?
Foley.
There's so many layers to building a TV show or a movie or anything like that. So we'll get into that on another episode.
Yeah.
Today I want to hear all about your Watch What Happens Live experience because, we've both done Watch What Happens Live in the last month, and then we are going into hibernation mode soon because I'm about to have a baby, aka we are about to have a baby.
Yes, we are.
But what was your give me your initial overall reaction to your experience on Watch What Happens Live, and then we'll dive into the behind the scenes and all the stuff that everybody wants to know.
Yeah.
Were you nervous, excited,
I was excited.
Yeah.
I was excited about doing it. In the morning you do all these different interviews with the media outlets in New York, and then you have a little bit of a break, and then you get picked up and go to Watch What Happens Live. You got your own green room. It's like doing a Tonight Show.
Yeah.
You have everything set up. They ask, what you want to drink, what you want to eat, what kind of snacks you want, and everything's there, when you get there. And you come off the elevator, the crowd is already like there, and they have like a bar, and they're having drinks and whatever, and then they freak out when they see you. And I was there with Jesse Lally, and the energy. I just love the energy of like crowds, and being an actor and growing up doing theater and that type of thing. You could just get more energy, that way when you're doing it live. So then you're brought on, and actually, before Andy Cohen comes in, and I had my sister there, and she is obsessed with Andy Cohen.
I need you to go into the details of this story.
I can't. I mean,
you have to say everything that she said.
I mean, oh my gosh.
Because
she's going to kill me.
I imagine if you are a Bravo super fan.
Super fan. And Andy Cohen super fan.
Right.
I love him. You don't understand, Dan. I love him.
Yeah.
I've been watching him since 2010 or whatever, however long he's,
Put yourself in Hannah's shoes. That's Daniel's sister. Shout out to Hannah. And also, I'm getting this story maybe like 2 hours after it happened. And so I'm getting the real live reaction. And Hannah's like, Nia, I can't believe what I said to him. Who am I? So just imagine if you are actually face to face with someone that you kind of feel like you see them on your TV every single day. You follow them on social media, like you're obsessed, and then you're face to face. You have to put yourself in her shoes. But tell the story about Hannah before
Andy
we do
comes in, and I had already met Andy from the reunion. We'd already shot the reunion.
Right.
So he's like, "Hey, Danny, how you doing?
Right.
Thanks for coming to do the show. We're doing a little chit chat." And I was like, "Hey, I just want to introduce my sister. This is Hannah." And she just completely hijacks the whole conversation.
And Hannah's a big personality. Like she's a confident woman.
Yeah.
She's in sales. Like she can just talk for days, and that's her job.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So she's like, "Andy, oh my gosh, I just love you so much. Like this is amazing." He's like, "Oh, great. Let's take a picture." He's being sweet. He's got a million things he's got to do.
He runs. Everything.
And runs everywhere to make sure everything's going according to plan. And she's like, I live in Boston. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I went to BU, Boston University." And she's like, "Yeah, I know." She knows everything about him. She knows he has 2 kids and the whole thing. And she's like, "Oh, my gosh, when you're in Boston, you can come visit. You can stay at my house."
You can stay at my house.
As he's walking away, and he's like, "Okay, nice to meet you." And she goes, "I have 2 kids, too, and I have a swimming pool." She just blurts out, "I have a swimming pool," like Tourette's or something.
Like, come over.
And then she left.
Because I have a swimming pool. Please stay at my house.
As he's walking out, and he doesn't even answer, and she just looks at me and in horror, like, what did I just do? What did I just say?
It was a nice, normal conversation. It's like, come stay with me, Andy. Stay at my house. I have kids. I have a pool. Come stay with me. And I love Hannah. I know she was just like so excited.
Exactly. She felt so bad though after. She was like, "You brought me to this. Like, this is a dream of mine. And I know you don't really care, but like, but I totally took your time with Andy and, whatever."
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to have plenty more conversations and time with Andy in the future.
Yeah.
We're going to be besties. But, yeah, and then the show is great. It's, Jesse and I, we had a lot of fun. And it just moves so quick, It's like boom, 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 boom. And then it was like, wait, we're done? Like, it was like, felt like 2 seconds.
I feel like it feels just long when you're watching it, like a normal talk show situation. But when you're there, it's 15, 20 minutes that you're actually talking with Andy, and then it's over.
Yeah.
And he does
with
this.
With commercial breaks.
With breaks. He does this all day, every day. So I feel like he's just in the rhythm. Like he's laid back, chilling, asking these questions. But for us in the hot seat, it's like you got 15, 20 minutes, and he doesn't let you answer for a long period of time. You got to give your quick answers. And if you try to elaborate, you don't have time for that.
And I wish you wouldn't have told me that, because all I was thinking of is like, I just got to give quick, short answers, short answers. Because you can see too, like you're answering and he's like this, and then he's looking at his next, question. And so you're like, oh, I need to wrap it up. Like this needs to go. And it's so funny because Jesse, Jesse can talk for hours and hours,
Yes,
and he talks very slow and wants to get his whole story across.
How did that work?
And how, I mean, Andy definitely came after him a lot more than he came after me.
Yeah.
But it was so much fun, and the crowd was great. Questions were great. And
hold on, I'm going to stop you right there. I want to get into the questions and the behind the scenes, but let's take a quick little break, and we'll come back. We'll get into like all the details.
All right.
All right, quick break. Alrighty, welcome.
Yeah, what? Hello.
Hello. Welcome back from the break. We are going to do a little compare and contrast on our Watch What Happens live experiences.
By the way, it's 100 degrees in this sound studio, so I'm sweating profusely. Also from my voiceover hangover. If you're watching this, this is why.
Yes, if you're wondering why Daniel is glistening.
Yeah.
He's got a
The
voiceover hangover.
back sweat is just going.
Did you bring a shirt to change into?
Yes.
Good. All right. And it's a Bucco thing. I feel like the Bucco men perspire more.
We run hot.
Yes, you do. Hot. All right. So let's do a little compare and contrast. I was on Watch What Happens Live with Kristen. We're both pregnant. Andy loves kids. I feel like I want to hear like from the behind the scenes what your version of Andy was, because we got the just like, I felt like he was a lovey-dovey kind of version of him.
What's he going to do? You guys are both pregnant.
But you can be nice to a pregnant person, or you could be like bubbling with like love and joy and sweetness. Like he was so sweet and just so excited for both of us, and his birthday's in June. And he's like, maybe one of you will have like a June 2nd birthday, like for the, one of our girls. And he was just so excited.
And this was your first time meeting him.
Right.
Because you didn't do we hadn't done the reunion yet.
Exactly. So I met him for the first time at Watch What Happens Live. When you met him, it was the second time.
Right.
So do you feel like, and especially because, there's all this stuff with you and Jesse and like the episodes and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you feel like he was a little harsher on you? Because I feel like the sweetest, softest, bubbliest version of Andy. How was your experience like in contrast to that?
I felt he was very sweet.
Yeah.
I feel like he definitely was going to come after Jesse. I think at one point he even said, yeah, Jesse, we're going to have a lot to talk about.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, get ready. You know, you're going to have some tough questions.
Yeah.
Ooh. So it was a lot geared toward Jesse and then, some stuff that I was able to clear up as well.
Yeah.
So overall, I think it was great. And I think the fans and in the comments and everything were very, very positive.
Yeah, definitely. And with your sister, what was like her audience perspective? Because, when you do Watch What Happens Live, you're allowed to bring people. They can sit, you have one person can sit in the audience and the rest can sit in the green room. We both had our manager, Lindsay, there.
Yeah.
And, she sat in the green room for you because Hannah was the audience person, your sister. She was my person. I ain't got nobody else in New York City. So she was there with me, and she was in the audience for me taking photos and videos and all of that.
Wait a second. I think they actually let her sit in the audience.
If they have room, sometimes they will.
She did. Yeah. So I think she was sitting next to my sister.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
They can both kind of get the full experience.
I know. I got to post. I have like 1 million pictures.
We got to get you a post, honey.
I know.
You keep firing me.
You're supposed to be my social media manager, and you don't do jack squat, so you get fired all the time.
He fires me once a month, and then he's like, okay, I need you to help me out with my posting, and then apparently
one post a month.
Exactly.
And then I post like 3 in a day.
I know, it's so obnoxious. And I'll send him pictures like, oh, this is what's on the episode. Here's some pictures that I took during that time. And every once in a while, you'll get the pictures.
Moving on.
Okay, back to Watch What Happens Live. So it was fun. You can have people with you. Yeah. I had a whole hair and makeup team, plus my manager. Zach and Benji were actually both in New York at the same time because Zach was hosting like a watch party.
Yeah.
But he was hosting the watch party, so he couldn't be at Watch What Happens Live. Did you have anybody else in the city or just Hannah?
Just Hannah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I had a sprained back. I still have a sprained back. I sprained it a few weeks ago.
Have we talked about this in the episodes? I don't know if we did.
No.
My husband, whom I love with all my heart, somehow sprained his back 1 week before moving. A week and a half before moving.
2 weeks.
Okay.
It was 2 weeks because I re-aggravated it after the first week.
It was healing, and then he made it worse.
It was when you were at Watch What Happens Live.
Yes.
I had all 3 kids by myself, and was also
With my mom.
with your with your mom. But I'm the one who does all the heavy lifting, getting them in the stroller, getting the strollers in the cars, getting
Yes.
So all that moving. Plus, I was getting stuff packed up and moving boxes. And one day, I don't know when it actually happened, but around 5, 6 o'clock, I could feel my back just start seizing up, and it just started to get worse and worse and worse. And I couldn't sleep. I had ice packs all around the bed.
Yeah.
I was literally sleeping on a giant ice pack, and woke up and I couldn't get out of bed. And I was like, and then I had the after show the next day. So I called, got an emergency chiropractor. Then I did acupuncture. Then I did cupping. Then I did a massage. And he was like, you have a strained back. You sprained your back. No high impact activity for 3 weeks. I'm like, I got 3 kids. He's like, try not to pick them up. Impossible.
Don't pick your kids up.
No, don't do any running. I run. And so now I'm back on the elliptical and doing, just low impact stuff. And about a week in, I'm like, I feel better. I feel like I got this under control. And I went for like a run, and quarter mile in, my whole back seized up, and it just re-aggravated it. And I've re-aggravated it like 3 times, picking up the kids or doing whatever. So this stupid thing, it pisses me off.
Yes, it does.
Sorry.
And so you had your sprained back when you were on Watch What Happens Live. Were you sitting there in the chair with ice packs on your back or what?
No ice packs, but I had my sister do
icy hot patches.
Icy hot patches all on my back.
Yep. Totally. Oh, that's rough.
Yep.
Okay. Other little thoughts. So you had already met Andy before. This was your second time meeting him. Was there any other memorable interactions with whether it was staff or other guests or anything that anybody that you bumped into?
Darren, who was the bartender.
Yeah.
She was so sweet.
Tell me who Darren is. I don't know who she is.
She's like Andy's right hand.
Oh, his assistant.
Woman.
Yeah.
And then, gosh dang it, I met and ran into. She's on the Real Housewives of Potomac.
Oh yeah.
What's her name?
I forget her name.
She was in pageants.
Yeah.
And she had a mutual friend that you know.
Yeah.
And we took some pictures on the red carpet together. I don't think I've even shown you those pictures.
I think I saw them.
Everything's been a blur.
Them.
So I met her. She was super sweet because sometimes they stack them.
Right.
They do like pre-tapes. And Andy does like 3 in a row.
Yeah.
So the first time Jesse did it, he was like, yeah, we taped at like 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. and we had like the rest of the night to like go to dinner or whatever.
Yeah.
For us, we were the main, kind of like the main event. So we did it at 10 o'clock.
Right after
live.
the episode.
And afterwards, it was just, we went back. People were like, want to go get something to eat? It was so weird. We were in New York and we actually did want to go get something to eat, like even like a slice of pizza. 11 o'clock, everything was closed.
I don't believe it.
Everything was closed.
How?
Ask everybody. Ask Hannah, Lindsay, Jesse, and his publicist. What was his name? Sebastian. Or something like that.
I find that really hard to believe.
We
Maybe you just looked at the wrong places.
We called like 5 places.
What about speakeasies?
Jesse knows New York.
Yeah.
He used to live there and that was his city for a long time.
That's why I'm saying I don't believe it because I used to live there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't mind it. I was ready to go to bed.
Yeah.
I was on muscle relaxers. I wasn't drinking at all. And I was like, just
put me to bed.
Yeah. So the biggest disappointment was it's so quick, the turnaround. I know when you went, and I'll ask you this in a second, I did nothing. I was like, I'm going to sleep as much as possible. I'm going to try to work out as much as possible and just be in like a great headspace. I'm not going to walk around New York. I did one time and I got lost. I went 6 blocks in the wrong way. And it was just like, I'm in so much pain. I couldn't find a banana anywhere.
You just wanted some potassium.
I just wanted some potassium. I was so pissed.
6 blocks in the wrong direction in New York City is not fun.
So this girl, on the other hand, she wants to fit every second of the day in 9 months pregnant.
Yes.
So tell me all the stuff you did, because I did nothing.
Oh my gosh.
But the show.
Yeah, you just...
And my, the different interviews and stuff.
And that's Kristen too. So I was there with Kristen and I was like, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Like, let's go to the park, da da da. And she was like, girl, I am here to eat, sleep, and do interviews. Like that is all that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And besides a quick little 30-minute dinner that we did and with Zach and Benji and Tom Schwartz, besides that, Kristen was like just chilling.
Yeah.
I have friends in the city. I used to live in New York City. I used to live in Midtown. So when I was Miss USA and all of that, if you don't know. And so I miss it. I went to my old doorman to say hello. I saw Carlos. Shout out to Carlos. I love him so much. And the other
Love
doorman.
Carlos.
Yeah, he's the best. And I went and met a girlfriend with a baby in Central Park. I went to as many places. I was like, I need to go to like the famous food places that everybody talks about, but I also need to go to like a bodega. So I went to a bodega and got like a bagel because I'm in New York City. And there was still so much I didn't get to do, but I definitely tried to like squeeze everything in. And even kind of going back to the Watch What Happens Live stuff, after Watch What Happens Live, you guys just tried to get a bite. Zach was in town and they were out till like 2 or 3 in the morning, I'm assuming. I don't know. It's New York City. And I was committed. If you don't know me as a friend, because I'm a mom and I'm not always able to be the best friend that I want to be, the type of friend that I want to be, but as a friend, I show up for my people.
You show up.
I don't care if I'm sacrificing something like for my personal like well-being. I want to be there. Like if I can be there, I will be there, no doubt about it. So I told Zach, I was like, I'm coming to your party that like is going
crazy.
Till 12, 1, 2 in the morning. Who knows how long it went, because I unfortunately didn't make it. But I was like, I will be there. I love you. I'm supporting you. I'm going to show up.
8 months pregnant.
I don't care. I don't care if I'm pregnant. I'll put on some tennis shoes and like I will show up. It was like a bar like thing.
Oh, okay.
Yes, not a nightclub. But I knew Jasmine was going to be there, and Benji, Zach's boyfriend, was going to be there, and Tom Schwartz was going to be there, and like I think some other Bravo people were going to be there too.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm in. I'm going no matter what. I will show up. But Chris and I get back to the hotel probably not till a little after 11, and I thought it was closer. It was like 20 minutes. So being at that point 8 months pregnant, very tired from a full day of media and Watch What Happens Live, I just couldn't do it. I was on the verge of tears because I want to show up for my friends and I couldn't show up for him and I felt so bad. But yeah, we love Zach and I would have been there if I could have been there. I wanted to see our other friends, but it didn't end up happening. But we are very different in the way that we approached our Watch What Happens Live 48-hour trip. I'm like, let me get everything in I can. And Daniel's like, I'm going to sleep and work out and just show up and do my job.
I got the best sleep I've had in probably 3.5 years.
Exactly. I told Daniel, I was like, you ain't got no kids. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Like, have
he was
fun.
like, hey, you want to go? I'm going to see my friend here. And I'm like, dude, I'm napping. It's 2:00. I'm going to nap till 6 and then get up and get ready for Watch What Happens Live.
Because you can. And if you're not with your kids.
And also, my back hurt.
Yeah.
My back's barking.
Yeah. I mean, who would have ever thought that people with children like to nap? You know? It just, we need our sleep.
If you watch the show.
Some people don't understand. That's okay. You don't have to understand.
We're addressing a few things that
we're not addressing
happened.
anything.
Of course
we are not addressing anything.
Of course not.
Let's kind of wrap up with a few more just final thoughts and questions.
I'm just wiping the sweat off my
You know, it's sexy, honey.
Stomach.
You're glistening.
And I can't, and my neck's kinked. I have to keep going like this. I can't like
you have to turn your whole body to look at me.
Good thing we got these swivel chairs.
Exactly. So just kind of wrapping up, final thoughts on your experience of Watch What Happens Live. So overall, what'd you think about it? Are you excited to maybe do it again? And like, what was the whole experience? Like, what did it mean to you?
I loved it. You know, I was excited going into it. You know, I'm an extrovert, so I feed off of people's energy. So anything that's done like live and with a live audience, obviously the live part can be, you know, a little nerve-wracking. But I had a great time. You know, I just loved the crowd and the fans wanting to take pictures afterwards and talk. And so just to see them light up and have that type of joy. And I thought Andy was great. Thought Jesse was great. And it was fun. I think we just had a really good time.
I have a question that I should have asked you earlier. Is there anything you would have changed? Anything you would have done differently? Because you remember when we talked about mine, I'm like, I would have changed 10 things.
Yeah. You know,
I thought you did great. I'm just asking.
Thank you. I would have to watch it back because it's all kind of a blur.
It is a blur when you do it. Yeah.
And I haven't watched it back. So I'll have to see.
I haven't watched mine back either. Just a few little clips that made it on social media that I've seen. But
yeah, same.
Oh, it's all a blur. So nothing at the top of your mind that you would change?
No.
No, but it was good. Awesome.
Yeah.
I love that you had a good experience. We have a lot of episodes on our show. This season is about 15 episodes from what we've heard.
Yeah.
So that's, they might have you come back in 2 months. Who knows?
Yeah.
Once I have a baby and we're a little more settled. I don't know if I'm going to go back. The team at Bravo is very considerate. And so I was like, let's get in anything we can before baby.
Yeah.
I just want to take time to like recover and heal.
That's why you and Kristen were the first ones.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because and also traveling while pregnant and all that kind of stuff. It's quite a lot. So
Totally.
yeah, it was a great experience for both of us.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your behind the scenes and all your moments with Watch What Happens Live. And
likewise.
hopefully you'll be in it again, whether it's this season or a future season.
You too. Maybe they'll have both of us on.
That would be fun.
At the same time. That would be fun.
And speaking of, because I did see, we'll wrap up with this little rumor that I've seen on social media. People saying, the Valley is going to be like put on pause or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Alex Baskin was like, are you serious? So he's the creator of so many of these huge Bravo shows.
Right.
And he was like, absolutely not. That is a complete made up out of thin air rumor. And the show's doing incredible.
People do that?
What?
People just make things up out of thin air?
I really didn't think people did since high school. I was like, oh, we're all adults now. But people really do that. So yes, Alex Baskin, shut that rumor down.
Yep.
That is not true. The show is great, doing great.
The show must go on.
The show must go on.
And it will go on.
Absolutely. Alrighty. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us on this Watch What Happens Live themed episode of the Hold My Crown podcast. We love you. We are grateful for you hanging out with us. Make sure you subscribe and tune in every single week to, I almost said Watch What Happens Live, the Hold My Crown podcast. Love you guys. Bye.
Peace and God bless.
Yay Media Group.